Hello there. It seems as I'm in Delmarva, mass transit in New York is having problems yet again. I have to talk about what happened on the main line with a person fatally struck by a train near Central Islip. I'm also going to discuss the mess the subways were in yesterday in Queens, because many of you know you come to this channel expecting updates on the subways in Queens, and thankfully with the email I get on the fan mail account, it's easier to read it from there. So let's just quickly read this article from Newsday, and then we'll go to Long Island Railroad's Twitter feed and how they covered it. An unauthorized person on the Long Island Railroad tracks in Central Islip was struck and killed by a train earlier this morning. So unfortunately, this person was killed. It is a fatality. The fatality occurred about 12:40 earlier this morning, and service on the Ronkokoma branch between Farmingdale and Central Islip was suspended in both directions until 3:15 earlier this morning. An investigation from the MTA police and the Suffolk County Police Department is still continuing, the railroad said. So let's take a look at Twitter. Thankfully, I've logged into my account because I have the clock set to the Eastern Daylight Time, of course. So, of course, Matt Camper was all over it last night. Here he is retweeting it, of course. But 1 a.m. I'm trying to see if I can go to the first tweet. Yeah, here's the problem. Okay, this is where I want to rant. So the Newsday article claimed that the incident happened 20 minutes before the railroad sent out this tweet. Right? So this tweet was sent out at 1 o'clock in the morning. Exactly 1 o'clock in the morning as I was sleeping here in Maryland. Alright? So as I'm sleeping, this is going on. Yeah, here's the tweet they sent out. 1 o'clock. Okay? They could have not sent this out 10 minutes beforehand at 12:50? This is another problem with the Long Island Railroad. They don't communicate. It continues. And this is what Nowakowski does. He plays these tricks, and he fools you to believe that we are going to communicate better with our customers. That's what he said at the last hearing in March. But no, still going to continue because Joe Laura lets him get away with this. Yep. Customers are advised to use the Port Jefferson or Montauk branches. At least this didn't impact service going into Huntington. We'll say that. And more hypocrisy. It takes 2 hours for service to be restored. If this was the Babylon branch, this would have been restored quicker, because that's where the railroad puts its priorities. So we're going to take a look at a map as soon as we find out the tweet that they sent out. Let's see. Yep, here's the problem. They only sent out this one tweet. What time was this tweet sent out at? 3:17 a.m. I can't get any more blatant with Long Island Railroad lately. Nothing's going to change unless we continue to speak up, and I have to speak up. Matt Camper has to speak up. Pine Power has to speak up. I'm encouraging anybody who lives along the main line, please speak up, because this shouldn't be happening anymore. So we're going to take a look at a map. And yes, I was watching Pine Power's video. In fact, we're going to zoom in so that way viewers on mobile phones can see it better. It's going to be a little bit blurry, but I do apologize for that. Okay, let's move it up. That way I get a better idea of what we're going. So this is Central Islip, right? This is where the incident occurred. And this is where I totally agree with Pine Power on. In his video. He said this last night as this was going on. Why couldn't trains stop at Deer Park and then let off passengers over there? And this is what I don't get either, is that they couldn't get buses? maybe it was late at night, I get that, but still, the train should have at least been stopping at Deer Park. Why in the world did you have to suspend service between Farmingdale and Central Islip in the wee hours of the morning because of this incident? I don't understand that. And again, this is what you get with a president who only puts his priorities on this branch. Alright? The preppy little Babylon branch. Can't get any more blatant than what's going on over at the Long Island Railroad. So now we're going to talk about what happened in Queens yesterday with our subways over there. We had a train with mechanical problems at Forest Hills 71st Avenue. Northbound E and F trains had to run local from Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue to Forest Hills 71st Avenue because of this incident. And of course, we are going to talk about the 7. The 7 was a complete mess. I'm not joking. It was a complete mess yesterday. Signal problems at Metz-Willetts Point. That's the first issue. Pretty sure I saw another email. If I didn't, I apologize. But I know there was. Yeah, here's another email. FDNY activity at 34th Street, Hudson Yards. I think that was the only email I did get about the 7. Let me just see. Yeah, we're going to go into this morning's issues in just a sec, but I'm pretty sure there were other issues on the F from Queens. Yeah, here it is. Sick passenger at East Broadway. Southbound F trains had no longer run the W line from West 4th Street to J Street Metro Tech. Okay, just double checking everyone. I want to make sure we get the right email. So this is what I wanted to talk about. This big problem in Manhattan yesterday involving the E. This also affected the C on the 8th Avenue line. Northbound C trains had to run express from Canal Street to 59th Street Columbus Circle. E trains, the northbound E trains to Jamaica Center, had to run express from Canal to 42nd Street Port Authority. Signal problems at 34th Street Penn Station. So yesterday was a complete headache. Complete headache. With most of the lines in Queens and, more importantly, E having problems in Manhattan. Yeah, so my emails are going crazy over this Ronkokoma issue. Yeah, so we have construction. We had a construction issue. Q30, Q31, Q43 buses had problems earlier because of construction between 146th Street from Jamaica Avenue to 91st Avenue. There was a detour because of this earlier this morning. From Jamaica Avenue, the buses had to go. I almost said trains. I caught myself. Buses had to go, make a left on 139th Street, left on Archer Avenue, and temporary layover for stop on Archer between 144th Place and 146th Street. So you had construction mess up a lot of people's mornings who were trying to access the subways and the Long Island Railroad. Okay. Let's go over what happened this morning. Train with mechanical problems at Junction Boulevard near 90th Street on the 7 this morning. So yet again, the 7 had another problem this morning. Signal problems. Southbound F trains had to run the G line from Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue to Bergen Street. Some Broadway Junction bound M trains are stopping along the E line from Queens Plaza to West 4th Street. This is what the email said. And get this, These server changes because of signal problems at 42nd Street, Bryant Park. Wah, wah. You know, this is what I don't get. This is what I completely don't get. Is this issue still going on right now? Because I have not gotten any emails in the past 3 hours about this issue. Yeah, this just came in about the queue. The only reason why I get emails about the queue is because if I ever get to Carl Schultz Park later this summer, I have to know what's going on the 2nd Avenue and subway. So, yeah, here's the other email. The last email I got was, I believe, at 10:24 this morning. So if I was going into the city today, let's just say, I was back in New York, because today would have actually been my day to go to book off. I would have had to let everybody know on the Q46, if you need access to Bryant Park, please transfer at Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue, and take the 7. Because, look at this. Some southbound F trains had to run along the E line. Trust me, if I had gotten this email, because again, usually when I'm on the 46, what I do is, I'm going to quickly make a last point as I'm ending this video. Normally what I do is, when the bus passes Parsons Boulevard, I usually just go on Chrome, I check my emails, and if I had known this was going on, I want to let everybody know on the bus, if you need access to Bryant Park or Rockefeller Center, please go to Bryant Park, or please go to Grand Central, and then you can access Rockefeller Center by walking to the Citibank building to West 45th Street. And I would have let everybody know on the subway as well. The PA system on the subway, I'm going to quickly rant about this, has been broken because they got rid of the ladies and gentlemen thing from Charlie Pallet. And lately the subway announcements have not been clear. I have noticed this since January, alright? So, again, thankfully I would have not been screwed. Because why is it that whenever the E, F, M, or R train is having a problem, if I go into the city, why is it that the 7 never has a problem? I would have actually had to ended up taking the 7 just to backtrack to West 45th Street today. So, that's where I ended with that quick little rant. I'm just annoyed that this is still going on. If you need any updates, I'm going to tweet this out on my Twitter as we speak, at Andy's Randomness, so that's where I end it. I have to get going right now because I'm actually on my way to Salisbury to do a couple errands, so I don't do a video the rest of the day. I just gave a good reason why, so please follow me on Twitter, at Andy's Randomness. I'll keep you all in tune when service will resume on the E, F, M, and R line, because we still have this problem at Bryant Park going on, and I don't know how long it's going to take, so take care, everyone.